Something is traveling through our solar system fast, mysterious, and entirely unlike anything we've encountered before. Observations from some of the world's most advanced space telescopes, including the James Webb Space Telescope, confirm this isn't a typical asteroid or a passing comet. It's not space junk or background noise. It's certainly not behaving like any previously recorded object. The earliest clues came from old astronomical datage, just a faint glimmer at first. As more data was analyzed, it revealed an object with an unusual speed and trajectory that didn't match any known celestial pattern. Now it's been officially named 3I Atlas. It's originating from deep interstellar space. But what's truly unsettling isn't just how quickly it's moving or where it's headed. It's how it's acting and what some experts now suspect it could actually be. When the James Webb Space Telescope turned its powerful gaze toward the object, the data it returned carried a silent but profound implication: we might not be alone. Worse, someone or something may have just discovered us. The story began in late June when Atlas, an early warning telescope array designed to detect potential impact threats, picked up a strange anomaly. A dim but fast-moving object was captured in several consecutive images consistently, not just once. It didn't match any known asteroid or comet in any registry. When scientists ran its trajectory, the results were disturbing. It wasn't orbiting the sun, instead. It was plunging through the solar system on a hyperbolic course, clearly originating from beyond our star system. Within days, observatories across the planet began tracking the object. The Minor Planet Center received more than 100 confirmed sightings. NASA validated the discovery, and just like that, a 3I Atlas was added to the extremely short list of confirmed interstellar visitors. But this object stood apart. It wasn't just fast, it was exceptionally fast. It also appeared unusually bright. Unnaturally so, almost as if its surface wasn't reflecting light in a typical way. As intrigue grew, the name of Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb re-entered public conversation. Known for his controversial suggestion that the 2017 interstellar object Oumuamua might have been an alien probe, Loeb urged for James Webb to focus on this new object. He wasn't alone. Many astronomers supported the idea, as 3I Atlas didn't behave like a normal comet. Its brightness was inconsistent with its estimated mass. Its shape defied comparison with familiar celestial bodies. If it were a dark, rocky object, it would have to be massive to shine that brightly, far larger than either Oumuamua or 2I Borisov. The only other confirmed interstellar visitors, Loeb proposed looking for signs of non-gravitational acceleration, subtle changes in motion not explainable by gravity alone. If detected, such movement could indicate an object under its own propulsion. When James Webb finally zeroed in on 3I Atlas, expectations were high. But what it found surpassed everyone's imagination. The infrared signature didn't fit any existing models. It wasn't radiating heat like a typical comet, nor reflecting sunlight like a standard asteroid. Its surface seemed oddly smooth. There were no signs of tail formation or gas emissions, which would normally indicate sublimation. Instead, small, periodic variations in brightness suggested the object might be tumbling or, more unnervingly, rotating with intent. This wasn't a lifeless rock drifting through space. It was moving in a clean, precise manner. The Webb telescope detected a repeating, irregular spike in the infrared spectrum. It wasn't a radio signal or a beacon. It was something more rudimentary mechanical, perhaps a light-based pattern. If this were a silent machine, this might be its only way to speak across the void. Before 2017, humanity had never observed a single confirmed interstellar object. Then came Oumuamua, fast and oddly accelerated. Next came 2I Borisov, a comet that looked a bit more familiar but still confused researchers with its alien composition. Now, in less than a decade, we're seeing a third 3I Atlas, brighter, stranger, and arriving with uncanny timing. Some scientists argue our detection capabilities have simply improved. Others aren't so sure. Why now? Why this close together? Has something in our galactic environment changed? Or have we only just become advanced enough to finally notice what's always been drifting by? If these are visitors, The question may no longer be when will they arrive, but have they already begun watching? As James Webb continued to track 3 Atalis, its fluctuating brightness took on deeper meaning. The changes in light weren't random. They followed precise intervals. When those intervals were translated into sequences, they matched recognizable mathematical patterns: prime numbers, Fibonacci ratios, binary sequences. Multiple research teams attempted to explain it away as natural rotational dynamics. AI systems trained to flag unusual astronomical behaviors kept labeling the fluctuations as non-natural. The light wasn't just reflecting it appeared to be modulating, as if transmitting information. Most chilling of all was the realization that the light had been blinking at Earth long before we ever noticed it, if it was sending a message. Who was it meant for? Because sometimes a message doesn't need a response, just needs to be seen. Trajectory simulations raised more questions than answers. 3I Atlas wasn't merely speeding through our solar system, it was navigating it. With unerring precision, it avoided the outer planets not by luck, but with intent. It wove through gravitational fields as though its path had been carefully plotted, like a thread passing through a needle in a cosmic tapestry. Thousands of simulations were run to find similar entry trajectories for hyperbolic objects. None matched the elegant arc traced by 3 Atlas. Its path didn't align with random gravitational capture, solar slingshotting, or the drift typical of comets. The most startling revelation came when scientists projected its future course. It wasn't just passing through. It would veer close, very close to Earth's orbital path. Not enough to cause alarm, but near enough to observe us clearly, and then vanish forever. A cosmic flyby, not by accident, but by design. With each new data set, a radical hypothesis began to gain credibility. 3I Atlas might not be a traditional probe. It could be a monitor device built not to land or interact, but to pass through, observe, and report. Even humanity has considered building such long-range, passive scouts to send into deep space machines designed to fly by alien systems, collecting data without needing to slow down or return. If we've conceived of such things, why wouldn't another civilization? And if 3I Atlas was created long ago by minds vastly more advanced than ours, maybe it doesn't care if we detect it. Perhaps its mission is already complete. Perhaps the only reason we're seeing it now is because we've finally become interesting enough to notice. But then came the final, chilling detail. As the object slipped beyond the reach of most instruments, astronomers expected it to dim rapidly, as all hyperbolic objects do when they recede from the sun. Instead, 3I Atlas maintained its brightness. It defied the inverse square law of light. And then the strangest event occurred, paused. It's just slightly, almost imperceptibly, but measurable. A minor shift in velocity, a moment of hesitation, not caused by gravity.
From collision?
But as though it had chosen to stop. For approximately 40 minutes, it hovered in space relative to the background stars. It held its position, continued to emit the same patterned light sequence, and then, as if satisfied, it accelerated again. Smoothly, quietly, purposefully. This wasn't coincidence. It was behavior. Its actions weren't driven by random forces. They were deliberate, focused like a surveyor completing a scan. And then came the haunting question, why now? Why reveal itself just as our tools become powerful enough to observe it? If we finally saw this one, how many others may have come before, undetected? For generations, humanity has looked up at the sky, hoping for answers, sending messages into the void, interpreting silence as reassurance. But silence doesn't always mean safety. Sometimes silence is intentional. Now, as 3I Atlas disappears back into the interstellar dark, we're left with a truth more unsettling than any alien encounter. This wasn't debris, it wasn't a rock, it wasn't even a visitor. It was a question posed through motion, light, and impossible mathematics. A question we've unknowingly prepared our entire existence to hear. And now that we've heard it, what happens next? The James Webb Space Telescope didn't just capture an image. It captured a moment that fractured our assumptions, cracked our certainty, and whispered from the stars, "You are not alone. You never were. Because maybe the universe doesn't send messengers we can understand. Maybe it sends something we can't ignore. A flash of light, a shift in orbit, a pause in space, single deliberate blink in the dark, just long enough to see if we're finally paying attention.